Okay, Microlocs. Okay, so I want to hop on and do this Q&A. So just to address those of you who are looking to lock or who have questions about your lock journey, you're just starting your lock journey. Well, this just so happens to be my third set of locks. So yeah, my first two sets were traditional locks. I didn't comb them out. I cut them off, cut my hair, and started bald each time. So literally, I'm growing out my hair each time because each set to me represents a new journey. That's just me. Okay. People want to know how much it costs. Well, here in Arizona, it varies. I've seen them anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. And sometimes they go by how much hair you already have on your head. I want to say I maybe had 7, 8 inches airflow. Some inches, some lengths were 10 inches, but you get so much shrinkage the first couple years into your microlock journey to where, it just comes with the process. Okay. So I want to say I paid the girl $750 or $800, and it took us 17 hours. So at that time, I want to say I had 314 locks. Some have been combined, some have been separated. I have no desire to count them, but I know give or take, I'm probably in the low to middle 300s. Okay. Maybe I will count them one day just out of curiosity. Yeah. How long does it take for Microlocs to fully lock? So that's another common question. With that, it's going to vary. I had mine done with the interlock method. So if you look closely, it's the crochet needle. So I generally get these maintained about every 3.5 to 4 months. And I just wash them myself every couple weeks or so. And I keep them oiled and sprayed, and I keep my head covered. As you can see, I have my bonnet nearby. I don't keep my hair uncovered when I'm at home because I don't want anything to get stuck in it. When I'm laying on pillows and couches and things, I make sure that my head is covered and protected. Another question is how, if I want to start them on my own, can I start them on my own, or do I need a loctician? You can totally start them on your own if that, is something that, you've researched this person, or if you want to take your time and do all the parts and, cover your head up, wrap it up, depends on where you live. If you're okay to walk around with your head covered, if it's not hot, or if it just doesn't bother you to cover your head, it's just really the parts that you're paying for, because someone is taking the time to sit there and put all the parts in your head all the way around, and everybody's part pattern is going to be different, because hopefully you get somebody that goes by the shape of your head and all that. Okay. What hair types are good for microlocks? Honestly, any hair type I've seen get microlocks. It may take longer to lock, or your person that locks your hair, that does your hair for you, may need to use a different type of tool. And there's all different types of tools out there. So the girl that I go to, she's always learning, always evolving, always growing her knowledge in the industry. So I really do love that about her. She has a true passion. She even has microlocks herself. Okay. How many locks should I get, and what size is best? Again, that's going to vary. You can have your loctician, or the person who starts your locks, you can have them give a sample, so you can kind of get a feel for it. But the lock size is going to change. So it's not going to be the size that they start you out with. So it's going to change. Sometimes you can add hairs to it, or, you can is just wait for it to do what it's going to do, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to do its own thing. And that's the beauty of locks. They do their own thing. You don't have to do anything with them. You just wake up in every day and you'll say, boom, oh, wow, I got a drop today. It hit my neck bone or my shoulders today. It literally just happens that fast. The changes that your hair will continuously be making, the whole process. Can you wash, style, and color your microlocks? Of course you can. You wash your own hair. Obviously, if you're a person that wants to go pay somebody to get your hair washed, that's great. You want to do it like that. But, generally, if you're exercising and things like that, you're going to want to wash your hair depending on your lifestyle and what you're doing. And then color this set, I'm not coloring. So you can see the grays. And it's so crazy. Like, why would I get grays around my edges? But they have a mind of their own. They are forming along the edges there. Of course, they're all throughout the hair, but a lot of the grays are hitting me right there on my little baby hair edges. And I don't know why they want to do that. They pop up right there, you know? So I won't be coloring this set. Don't plan on cutting, but sometimes I am guilty of pulling off the little ends, the little tips when you see and it starts to bud or whatever. So yeah, but I will be fully locked. October 1st will make 3 years for me. So I'm really won't hit the 3 years until the end of this year. Okay. And basically, pros and cons of getting Microlocs. I would say the pros are freedom. You know, I get up, I have a permanent hairstyle. You know, if I want to use a hair clip, I can clip my hair, or I can do one of these little things. You know, it looks pretty crazy, but I don't really care what people think. You know, I do one of these, or sometimes I use a banana clip. I have different ones to match different outfits. Sometimes I put a loosely put a band and just have some hair that way. Or I, yeah, just kind of let it do what it does. Or I have been known to do Bantu knots, take the curls out, and I have curls. But I am very tender-headed. So I do not like to get my hair combed. I don't like pulling. So a lot of people get the cute styles with the braids and the updos and all that. Honestly, if I get those, it's probably going to last for that day, that event. But I am a person that I will get headaches, and I don't normally get headaches. So I refuse to get a headache for a hairstyle. So I'll just let them do their thing, let them hang, you know? So, yeah, so I like the fact that sometimes I do a part. I really don't really like parts per se. So I just let them kind of go to the left, go to the right, go in the center, and yeah, so with the Microlocs, your person can set them up where you can wear them on each side, or if you want to do them one side, part in the middle, you can talk to your person and see if they can set it up. Look at there, all that's gray hair. It's so funny. I look at it, I say, oh my God, something's in my hair, the white stuff. I'm thinking it's like something I can pick out, like lint or little fuzzies that fly around in the air. No, that's gray hair flying around, growing in my hair, I mean. So when you get almost 50, you're gonna have some too if you don't already. But yeah, so but yeah, anybody looking to start their lock journey, I say go for it. You know, definitely go for it, and it's worth the investment. You're worth the investment. You have a permanent hairstyle. But back to the cons, I would say the only con would be is if you want to do loose natural styles, you have to get either a wig cover up over your hair, or you have to get maybe if you want some braids, long braids, curly braids, you can braid your locks down and get the styles put in there. That way get the hair added. But otherwise, you know, you have a permanent hairstyle. To me, the pros outweigh the cons, but that's how I feel about it. So I just feel like I'm not bound by, you know, hair. You know, I'm in real estate. So when it's time to go and do a showing or appointments, the least of my worries is now my hair. So now I'm more worried about the outfits. Do I have enough gas in the car? That kind of thing. So yeah, so I get to put my focus and energy toward other things and not so much my hair. And that was my goal. So I wish I had started these sooner, honestly. So maybe I want them possibly to get to maybe a little longer, a few more inches longer. But I noticed that my hair grows in layers. So it was not cut in layers. It grows in layers. Like I have a picture I can show you. I started with a bald head. And for some reason, my hair just is taking off in different directions, growing at different times. So I encourage you to do what's best for you. But definitely, if you want to come along this journey with me, I would love to have you on. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And yeah, thank you for coming along. And yeah, get yourself some locks. But you know, to me, all locks are beautiful. So I'm not one of the lock snob people that says, oh, these locks are better than these or that. You know, everybody's journey is their journey. So be blessed.